Om Om Mantram Sadhana Mantram Sadhana Mantram Ram Ram Mantram Ram Ram Mantram Taraka Mantram Taraka Mantram Hari Om. Real freedom. Real freedom is a complete, wholesome and a total freedom, much different from financial freedom, political freedom, or the individual freedom that one seeks from conditionings of the other, control of the other. But this is a different kind of, unique kind of freedom where one is absolutely beyond the fearlessness. So, when we try to understand what exactly is this, why it is not being experienced right now, and what is the way to go beyond this kind of restrictions and confinements and constrictions and conditionings, and how to achieve or attain real freedom. First, we need to understand the movement of the mind. The mind has two kinds of movements. One is outward movement and another one is inward movement. And most of the times, mind is moving outwards. Through senses, it goes out to the sense objects. We have sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. Through that, the mind goes out to forms through the eyes, colors through the eyes, shapes through the eyes, sounds and melodies through the ears, smell and fragrance through the nose, taste and delicacies through the tongue, and touch through the skin. So, these Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all these sense objects that are there, it experiences everything outside. And someone also said, the outward going movement of the mind is not any fault of the human being, but the very creator Brahmadeva has done it like that. In the Upanishad it is said, Paranchikani Vitrunat Swayambhu Tasmat Paran Pashyati Na Antaratma. Swayambhu, the Brahma, has created the senses in such a way that they are turned outside. So, the mind also goes out through the senses. Paranchikani, outside it goes and starts seeing things outside, liking things outside, wanting things outside, experiencing things outside, all that. So, Tasmat Paran Pashyati Na Antaratma. That's why it is always seeing outside and not that which is inside. That which is inside is not being seen because mind is made in such a way that it goes out through the senses and sense objects, meets the sense objects and the world outside. So, who will see what is inside? Kaschid Deraha Pratyagatmanam Ekshad Avrutta Chakshu Amrutatvam Ichchani. Rare, courageous, daring, bold people, adventurous people, they Avrutta Chakshu Amrutatvam Ichchani. In order to attain the immortality, the nectarine immortality, fearlessness, deathlessness, birthlessness, that kind of immortality, in order to seeking that immortality, turn the attention of the sense organs inside. Meaning turn the attention of the mind inside. Avrutta Chakshu Amrutatvam Ichchani. So Tasmat, so they will try to turn only rare few courageous people. Otherwise everybody turns it outside. How to outward movement of the mind means downward movement of the mind. It goes into lower levels of consciousness. Lower levels of consciousness means there are negative emotions, negative thoughts, bondages, enslavement, slavery, attachments, addictions, all these things will come. But inward movement of the mind means higher movement, meaning upward movement of the mind. Upward meaning attaining the higher levels of consciousness, where there is balance of mind, where there are practice of values, serenity, clarity, peace, happiness, joy, bliss, all that. So, inward movement will lead us to outward movement. Outward movement, upward movement. Inward and upward, outward and downward. So, point is, when I see an object, I become a subject. This subject, which is experiencing the objects in the world, when it withdraws itself from the outward objective movement, when it withdraws itself, the subject finds itself in a pure state. No more involvement with the object, attachment with the object, entanglement with the object, bondage with the object, conditioned by the object, dictated terms by the worldly objects. So it finds itself in a pure state. That pure state is called as one with the self, one with the inner self or divine self. Otherwise, it is in a state of attachment and enslavement outside, where it is always under the pressure of the world, command of the world, control of the world, or worldly things, or worldly objects, or worldly experiences, so on and so forth. So it is said in our scriptures that the self, because of the involvement with the senses and sense objects, gets into a state of delusion, called as delusory attraction. Delusory attraction of the senses and the sense objects. It gets into that state. And because of the delusory attraction of the senses and sense objects, it gets involved with the materialistic world. And after it gets involved with the materialistic world, it gets into a state of embodiment. Meaning gets into a state of a condition called as the all-pervading infinite self becomes embodied. Like the space which is all-pervading, we have a space which is everywhere. The same space, here now it is called as the temple space. Outside it is the entrance lobby space. Still outside it is the parking space. If we have some vessel, it will be the vessel space. Glass space. Pot space. But there are so many vessels or containers which have got dimension. Because of the reference to the dimension, it is called as glass space, vessel place, pot space, temple space, parking space, lobby space, bedroom space, kitchen room space, like that. But actually space is not conditioned. Space cannot be conditioned. Space is all-pervading. Space is subtle and it is all-pervading. Grosser things cannot limit it, condition it, bind it. But in our transactional world, we call it as this space is different, that space is different, that space is different, another space is different. Why? Containers are different. So inside space also we say it is different. Similarly, the self, Atman, which is more subtler than the space, which brought space into existence, Atmana Akasha Sambhuta. From where this space came, our scriptures are clear. It came from the Atman. Atmana Akasha Sambhuta. From the Atman came the space. From the space came the Vayu. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Rapa, Arka, Prudhvi, Prudhvya, Aushadivya, Annam, Purusha. We came from the Annam. Annam came from the earth. Earth came from the water. Water came from the fire. Fire came from the air. Air came from the ether or space. Space came from the self. So this is very clear. If space itself cannot be bound, how can Atman be bound? Atman also cannot be bound. It can be in this body, it can be another body, but just as space is referred in relation to the container of the space and called as different spaces, whereas in truth there are no different spaces. Similarly, my Atman, your Atman, her Atman, his Atman, different Atmans, we call it as different Atmans in reference to the bodies. But inside body, the Atman which is there, the consciousness which is there, the awareness that is there, it is never bound. But that conscious awareness which is never bound appears to be bound because of its involvement with materialistic objects, because of the illusory attraction of senses and sense objects. Because of that, it appears to be bound. It takes upon itself the worldly things and thinks it is bound. Like the space also thinks it is spot space, it is glass space, but still it is universal space. It is one space. It appears as many. Similarly, the one consciousness appears as different Atmans because with reference to the body. So that is why, because of this bondage, which is apparent, which is illusory, there is embodiment, confinement inside the body, and transmigration, moving from body to body. Here in this body it takes birth, next this body decays and then goes into another body and another body, like that it keeps on moving from one body to another body. This is how it is a transmigration. And it is said, because of the illusory attraction, the self is said to be under a state of subjection. Subjection means under the control of, under the domination of, under the authority of, under the powerful control of. That is body. Body starts controlling, senses start controlling, sense objects start controlling, the world starts controlling. But actually, Atman is free. It is really totally free, completely free. It is a real state of freedom. But that is not experienced. That is not understood. Actually, there is another thing which we have to understand. In order to attain freedom, achieve freedom, real freedom, we need to have austerity called as tapas. We need to have chastity called as brahmacharya. Meaning, disciplined way of living is chastity. And austerity, practicing the values. When we practice values, simple values, then it is austerity. When we practice disciplined living, it is chastity. Because of this, mind becomes pure. When mind becomes pure, it can see that why it is illusorily, delusorily getting into bondage and enslavement and embodiment and transmigration, birth and death and moving from body to body, like that. So, in truth, it is said, the self is neither born nor it dies. The self has no birth, no death. Because the self is beyond time. Time also appears. So, that which is behind the very time, beyond the very time, is the divine self. Even the science also says spatio time and time of space. Time also is when an event happens and another event happens, the interval between two events is called as first unit of time. Interval between two events is two happenings is time. So what is that which makes the first happening happen? What is that which makes the happenings happen? That is beyond the time. That is why the self is beyond birth and beyond death. And the self has not come from anywhere. That which is everywhere, where is the need for it to come from somewhere? The self is everywhere. That which is everywhere, it need not come from somewhere. We were not here, so we came from our homes to here. And we are not there, so we go from here back to our homes or any other place because we are not there. But that which is everywhere, where is the need for it to come? Does space come from anywhere? It is everywhere. Like that self that is everywhere need not come from anywhere. So it is said it does not come from anywhere because it is everywhere. It does not become anything. There is no need for the self to become anything because it is all full. It is everything. It is Satchidananda Swarupa. It is existence, knowledge and bliss. So it doesn't need anything. You and I want to become popular, want to become famous, want to become rich, want to become successful, want to become great, want to become this, want to become that. All these are there in us. Why? Because we feel without becoming we are empty. Without becoming we are lacking something. Without becoming we feel we have not got anything. So by becoming something we gain. By becoming something, we become happy. Like that we think. So we want to become. But the self, there is no need for it to become because it is all full, it has everything, it is everything, it is everywhere, it has everything. When it has everything, when it is everything, there is no need for it to become anything. So this understanding gives a real freedom. The Atman is neither killed nor it kills anybody. That is what Sri Krishna also told Arjuna. The self never gets killed, nor it is actually killing anybody. It is beyond this act. It is beyond all this. So this needs to be understood. So let us put it in a lighter way, so that the subject is very deeper. So there was one person who went to attend an interview. It was an interview in railway department. Interview in railway department for the post of a shift man. Shift man means who shifts the lanes, railway lanes. They shift it so that the train goes into different line like that. It is an old system. Now it is all buttons, but in old system because there is a lever, they pull the lever, so it shifts. So like that, he was attending the interview of a shift man. Near the railway station, the shift man will be working. So there was an interviewing officer who was interviewing him. He said, suppose on one track, two trains are coming in opposite direction. Same track, two trains are coming in opposite direction. As a shift man, what you will do? It is an interview. He did not get a job yet. As a shift man, what you will do? He said, what I will do as a shift man? I will go near the lever, I will pull the lever so that one train goes to another track, this train goes to a different track. Two different tracks, so there is no accident. So when both trains are coming in the same track, I will shift the lever so that it goes to different tracks. Accident is avoided. Okay. What if the lever is jammed? You are not able to pull the lever. It is jammed. What do you do? Then he said, I will go and utilize the signal. There is a signal, railway signal is there. I will utilize the signal. So I will signal to the trains that it is not safe, it is not okay. So because of the signal, the train will stop and the accident will be avoided. Then the interviewing officer, what if the signal is jammed? What if the signal also is jammed? What do we do? Then he said, I will hold a red flag. Because in stations, even today, some of the station masters show green flag. Green flag means the train can go. Red flag means the train has to stop. He said, I will take the red flag and run between the trains on the track. So that they see and then they stop. And the interviewing officer said, what if the engine driver does not recognize the red flag? What if they don't see the red flag? Then this man said, then I will call my uncle. Then the interviewer, what will your uncle do? He is interested in watching train accident. He will watch. Why he has to tell like that? Because every problem is showing solution. First he said liver, liver gets jammed, signal gets jammed, red flag gets not noticed. What can he say? Okay, I will come and watch the accident. But the interviewing officer said his sense of humor is good, he is selected. The point is, problems are there. In life, problems will be there. Because you don't have proper knowledge. Because of ignorance, problems will appear powerful. In our life also. If you get the knowledge of it, wisdom of it, how to handle it, how to manage it, how to overcome it, how to go beyond it, how to rise above it, then it becomes easy. So the knowledge makes life easier. Wisdom makes life easier. Same way, without knowledge, without wisdom, because of ignorance, we feel bound. We feel world is heavy on us. We feel world is binding us. We feel situations are dominating us. We feel happenings are dictating terms to us. We don't have freedom. It is restricted. All that is because sufficient knowledge is not there. Sufficient wisdom is not there. How to handle the situation is not there with us. That is why we feel we are bound. We feel we have no freedom. Everything in the world has influence on our mind. The changes in the world, mind changes. The ups and downs in the world, mind goes ups and downs. So it thinks as if it is dancing to the tunes dictated by the world. I don't have freedom. That's what we think. But wisdom is there, knowledge is there, understanding is there. We feel our freedom, we feel our independence. Happenings when they don't disturb our mind, that is freedom. When the incidents and happenings and changes, see any change, suppose somebody is very close to us and very positive with us, very favorable to us, always encouraging us, praising us, supporting us. Suddenly that fellow changes the attitude, starts criticizing us, discouraging us, start condemning us. You feel sad. Oh, otherwise you feel good. No. How can I handle this relationship? So much of tension, so much of worry, so much of anxiety. I can't sleep. And I get up also saying, God, why did he change? Why did he change? Why did he become like that? He became like that. Accept it so that you can go beyond it. Change is natural. Change alone is the changeless law. Everybody can change. Things change, values change, opinions change, views change. Friendship can become enmity, enmity can become friendship. Anything can change. You have to accept the change. Once you accept the change, then you know how to handle it. If you don't accept it, then change will start creating suffering inside, pain inside. So how to go beyond it? Knowledge, wisdom and experience, and we will get so much of practical training to handle the life sessions. That's how we can, life experiences can be handled very well. There is another thing that happened. The train was moving. In one compartment, suddenly one person got up from the seat and came running into another compartment. In the moving train, he came from one compartment to another compartment and told the people there, does anybody have liquor? Anybody have? They asked, why you want liquor? Because one elderly woman suddenly collapsed to the floor in the compartment and she fainted and we don't know what will happen to her. I need liquor. So those people thought maybe he is a doctor or he is some nice medical pharmacist, so he knows how to treat that woman, how to handle that woman, so he may treat that woman and then save her. So one person took out the liquor bottle and gave it to him. And this fellow took the liquor bottle, immediately drank it and sat down and said, now I am peaceful because I can't stand a woman falling like that. I can't stand when a woman faints like that. I can't stand. It is not for the woman, it is for his sake. He asked. So that is how people are. Problem happens to somebody, this fellow becomes a problematic person. Instead of helping the other, he got into a problem and he thought he needs something support. So when we are there, if somebody is in a problem, when we are balanced, when our mind is in control, when our mind is in stability, we can help the person. If we looking at that problem, we become more problematic. We will become additional burden on the people. So, in order to help also, we need balance of mind, stability of the mind, control of the mind, handling of the mind. So, otherwise we can't do anything in this world. We think that we can handle, but we will not be able to handle. I have heard that once 3 people gathered in a party. One is a doctor, another one was an engineer, third one was a politician. 3 people came together and gathered in a party. So, after eating something and having some drinks, they started discussions. Which profession is the oldest? That was the topic. Doctor said, my profession is the oldest. How do you say others asked? It is because in the Bible it is said that the Eve was created out of Adam's rib. Eve was created out of Adam's rib. Who told what is rib? Who told how to create? It is doctor. So doctor's profession is oldest. Then the engineer said, how can you say that? Do you know how much chaos was there in the world? Disorder was there in the world. It is the engineer who put everything in order. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west and planets are like this and stars are like that and there is order. Seasons are in order, everything is there. So who created? Engineer made this all come into order. So engineer profession is the oldest. And politician said, hey, stay on. You just now said there was chaos in the beginning. Who do you think created that chaos? I created. As a politician, I created all problems, all chaos. So my profession is the oldest. So the ego is such that it claims superiority even in creating chaos. I am great. So ego is unmindful of whether it is beneficial beneficial or harmful, whether it is disturbing or peaceful, but I am great because I created the disorder. So that is how ego is, which does not have knowledge, which does not have understanding, the ego becomes like that. So when people with egoistic notions are there, they will create more problems in the world. So how to go beyond the ego, how to rise above the ego, that is what real freedom means. Real freedom means how to transcend the ego, how to go beyond the ego, how to go beyond the individual notion. So let's see, embodiment of the self. When the self gets embodied, this embodiment of the self is happening because of few things. See, every time there are things, what we say, because of this embodiment of the soul, there is a thing that self gets into notion. This is I, meaning this body is I. And whatever is this body, this is I. So I like my body, I love my body. I am my body. That is how I think. I am the body. And then whatever is connected with this body, the senses, the sense objects, they are mine. I and mine. When I said I and mine, then immediately I divided the world into I, not I. Mine, not mine. That's what happens. I and not I. Mine and not mine. Immediately we divided the world. I, otherwise it was all one word. Now when I say I am limited to this body, this is I and not I, mine and not mine. Whatever is I and mine, I like it, I want it, I protect it, I safeguard it, I preserve it. Whatever is not I am not bothered about it. Whatever is not I don't care for it. Whatever is not mine, I not at all worry about it. Whatever is mine, I am worried. Whatever is not mine, I don't bother. So when the world I divided mentally, I, not I, mine, not mine, then likes and dislikes started. Raga, dvesha. I like what is mine, I dislike what is not mine. Attraction, I am attracted to what is I and mine, I am averse to what is not I and not mine. I can hate what is not mine if it is not conducive. I like what is mine because it is always conducive. So here, like and hatred, raga, dvesha started. When raga, dvesha started, I do some actions. Because I like, because I am attached, I do some actions. Because I hate, I am totally not bothered, not concerned, I do some action. I may get angry, I may do something which is not good, I may trouble the other, I may cause some problem to the other. Because I want to be happy at others' cost, I want to be peaceful at others' cost, I don't bother what happens to others, but I want to be good, I want to be great, so I want to become successful at others' cost. Like that, because of the likes and dislikes, because of the attraction and aversion, because of the attachment and detachment. So what happens is, because of this, I do certain actions. Actions that are good, actions that are bad. When I am in hatred, when I am in dislike, I do bad actions. And some good actions. So good actions give merit, bad actions give demerit. Good actions give punya, bad actions give papa. Punya is a bondage with golden chain, papa is a bondage with iron chain. Both are chains. So how good action also binds, bad action also binds. Finally, punya papa, bondage. Why punya papa? Because of good and bad karma. Why good and bad karma? Because likes and dislikes. Raga dvesha. Why likes and dislikes? Because of I and not I, mine and not mine. When it is all of us, when it is all one, in that one all-pervasive divine self, we created these divisions because I not I, mine not mine, because of this likes and dislikes, because of this papa punya, because of this karmic bondage. Karmas bind us. That is why we are in this embodiment. So that is why it is said, we are in this embodiment because of abhimanatva, self-conceit. Self-conceit because of abhimanatva, the immortal divine self, because of false understanding, it thinks it is bound. It thinks it is conditioned. So it has to go beyond this conditioning. It has to transcend itself. So that is why we feel restricted, we feel confined, we feel bound, we feel imprisoned, we feel affected, we feel at the mercy of the changes that are there in the world. Anything, anywhere change is there, we are not able to manage it, handle it, we are getting affected by it. That is how we have to go beyond this, all these kinds of dualities. We have to go beyond. Finally, we have to transcend I, not I, mind, not mine. We have to think that it is all one, because the same one self is pervading everywhere. We have to understand that. When we understand that Atman is, Atman exists. So the table exists, the mic exists, the wire exists, the phone exists, the phone stand exists, the chair exists, the floor, the roof, everything exists. What is that which brought existence to it? That is Atman. Atman exists. So it brought forth everything into existence. When there was nothing, no galaxy, no solar system, nothing was there, Atman was always there. That divine Atman, that divinity, that Godhood, that self which is inside us, which is everywhere, that self manifested everything into this creation. So that is why Atman is, that exists, that which gave existence to everything, that because of which everything is. If it is understood, then I understand the truth of it. So then what happens? I am a subject, outside there is an object. So this is a subject-object relationship. We started off this satsang with that only. When the outward movement of the mind is withdrawn from the outside and turned inside, then it becomes subjective, pure state. So the subject and object. When I see the object, I become subject. This is only subject-object relationship. But there is something behind the subject. There is something behind the object which is making that object also exist, which is making the subject also function. So once that object is removed, the subject-object relationship, subject also is no more a subject. Subject is subject only when the object is there. So this becomes subjectless consciousness, that becomes objectless awareness. It is ultimately the same consciousness, their awareness, your consciousness. So that is how it is said, it becomes one consciousness, one awareful consciousness. When I worship God, God is an object, I am the subject. Because I am doing archana, I am doing puja, I am doing abhisheka, I am doing homam, I am doing vratam, I am doing ritual. All these things, I am the subject, God is the God photo, God idol, God's image is the object. So there is a subject-object relationship. Actually, all-pervading God, who is beyond time, who is beyond creation, who is beyond dissolution, because of whom everything happens, can that God be an object? So, what is beyond and behind that object is that divinity. What is behind this subject is that divinity. Even in the worshipper-worshipped relationship also, if you go behind what is worshipped, there is divinity, which is consciousness. You go behind the worshipper, there is divinity, behind which is the consciousness. It is one consciousness. That is how people try to understand and go beyond the body. Husband came back home late at night. Wife was already resting on the bed. So the husband, after taking some refreshments late in the night, went and tried to lie down on the bed. As he lied down on the bed, the wife kicked him out of the bed. Wife kicked him out of the bed. He said, "What is this? Why are you kicking me out of the bed?" Then she said, "Just now I had a dream. In my dream, my friend Sushila, who is very beautiful, you are making undue advances toward her. You are getting close to her and maintaining an extramarital relationship with her. In my dream, I saw you became close to my friend Sushila. So I cannot stand this. So I kicked you out of this so that you doesn't repeat such things." He said, "Ram, when did I do that? I never did that. In waking state I never did, but in my dream you did that." He said, "In your dream if I do, am I responsible?" "Yes. In my dream you became close to my friend. So instead of relating with me, you are relating with her. It is not acceptable to me. Next time when Sushila comes to my house, I will kick her out of the house." Then this man husband said, "What did poor Sushila do to get kicked by you? Did Sushila do anything? See, you are already sleeping. you are already taking her side. That means you are in relationship with her. Said, oh great, what can I do? In dream, when you dream that I am closer to your friend, is it real? You said nothing doing. You are closer to my friend's vision. So what can you do when they are confused like that? See, dream state is different, waking state is different, deep sleep state is different. In deep sleep state, husband does not know he is husband, wife does not know she is a wife, man does not know he is a man, woman does not know she is a woman, whether knowledgeable or ignorant, whether rich or poor, whether wise or not wise or otherwise. Nobody knows anything in deep sleep. Everybody forgets every relationship, every connection with the body, every connection even with the mind in deep sleep. Except ignorance, there is nothing. So in deep sleep, I don't know. Only this is there. I don't know anything. So you go to a person who is sleeping and you praise the person. Does he know? No. You criticize the person. He doesn't know. That is why sometimes, life partners, when the other partner goes to sleep, they will start criticizing them, they will start scolding them. Because in waking state, they can't do that. When in deep sleep state, they will do that because they will not know anything. And when they wake up, what were they? I was praising. That's what they will say. So it happens sometimes, releasing suppression and depression, they release like that. The point here is, you can't distinguish between what is waking state, what is dream state, what is deep sleep state. You bring dream state into waking state and say, you did that. Husband said, I never did that. So, but this confusion happens. Why? Because ignorance. Same way, we also, when we are ignorant in the waking state, we don't know that there is a divine self which is present in waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. It is same in all states, but we are not same in all states. We are wakeful in waking state, we are dreamingly connecting with so many things in the dream state. In deep sleep state, we are totally disconnected from everything, we are ignorant. Even the doctorate person who is given awards for his knowledge is ignorant in deep sleep state. He doesn't know anything in deep sleep state. So we are different in three states. That we have to understand. And relationship from one state cannot be taken into another state. It is not possible. But the self remains in all three states. But we remain different in different states. That is what is to be understood. Otherwise, confusion. Like this wife scolding, kicking the husband because husband related to her friend in dream. In her dream, not even in his dream. So that is how confusion happens. And another time, see, there was one person who came and at 2 a.m. he knocked the door of a doctor's house. Rang the bell and knocked it, banged the door. Doctor opened it. Because sometimes patients may come from serious. He said, Doctor, urgently you are required to come to that far off village. Urgently you have to come. Because it is very urgent. Doctor heard these kinds of sentences and stated, okay, it's urgent. Okay, I will come. When he asked that other person who banged the door, what fees you will take to come? Please tell me at this 2 a.m. at this late night I am asking you to come. Urgently to far off village. What fees you will take? Give me $500, he said. Okay. Then he prepared his medical kit, emergency kit, and then some other things, and he got into his car and said, come sit down. Doctor started driving and reached the far off village. Then that person who came said, stop car. After the doctor stopped the car, he got out and gave $500 and said, thank you. He was shocked, doctor was shocked. Why did you call me at 2 a.m.? You said something serious, something urgent. Yeah, I didn't get a cab, so it was urgent. I didn't get Uber, so it was urgent. So every time we get some invitation, some sensation from outside, it is not for our good. It is for our bad also. It is for our suffering also. Undue advantage others may take. So every invitation from the world cannot be accepted directly. Cannot be treated as beneficial. It can be harmful also. It can be misleading also. It can be distracting also. It can be diverting also. It can be damaging also. So that is why what invitation to accept, what invitation to not accept, when to say yes, when to say no, what to allow, what not to allow, what thoughts to allow, what sensation to allow, what invitations to allow, what appeals to allow, what attractions to allow, what not to allow. It's our choice. You have exercise freedom. When we exercise freedom, when we have choice, mind is free. Otherwise, mind is bound. Anything that is coming inside, if it goes inside and starts troubling us, what is the point? Like one of the masters said, if you are weak in health, any virus that is passing through North Carolina will come to you and hit you. If you are weak constitution. If you are strong, anything that's passing outside Diego also will not bother you, will go away. Like that, mind also is like that. If mind is strong, no happening, no incident, no change will affect. If mind is weak, anything will affect. A small change also. I don't know why it happened like that. It should not have happened like that. To me, why it happened like that? Go on thinking, go on worrying, go on bothered, and we carry this worry from waking state to dream state. Dreams also worry dreams. Sleep also disturbed sleep, and next day when you wake up also weak. Why? Because this is how we carry. So in order to stop them, put a stop them, we should know what is that which is bothering us. Why did we permit it to enter into us? Why did we allow it to take a hold on our mind? Why not we manage it in the entry itself? In the entry itself, if you manage it, it will not enter. Okay, it has entered. At least then you start handling it wisely. Then also we can become free. That's why this kind of values, practice of values, knowledge, wisdom, all this will do a great help to us. There were two friends, Mr. Apparao and Subbarao. Two friends, very close friends, very closely linked. People were saying they are two bodies but one soul, like that, friends. Suddenly some differences have happened, difference of opinion happened, the friends became inimical to each other. Inimical, hating each other, scolding each other, blaming each other, telling bad about each other. With others, that's always bad. Right? Till last week you were very good. Now I understood he is bad. So that fellow says he is bad. Both are so good. Now both were praising. Now both are condemning, criticizing, blaming, hating. So energy is also negative and low. So this fellow also is faded. That fellow also is faded. It continued like that. So those two people had one friend, Mr. Dabara. There was another friend who was close to them. He thought, why these two people should fight? I should come and then dissolve this enmity. He was thinking. Couple of years passed away. Suddenly, one day, this Dabara came to his place and called Apparao and Subbarao to sit down. Why are you fighting? Why are you becoming inimical? You are so close friends, such a close proximity was there. And why are you fighting? They said, we forgot why we are fighting. We don't remember the cause. When you don't remember the cause, then become friends. No. We know that we are fighting. We may not remember the cause, but we know we are fighting. So we will fight. That is how our fights will be in life. We don't really know why we are fighting. Because of some notion, some wrong thinking, some wrong understanding, not knowing the same self is in other person in myself. Same God exists in others and myself. Same unity in myself and others. Same five elements. Earth never differentiates. Water never differentiates. Air never differentiates. Fire never differentiates. Space never differentiates. Will space say, I like you, I hate you? No. Earth will it say? It will not say. Five elements will not say. But why we have to say you are product of five elements? No? Panchamahabhuta created as our body. So we are product of five elements. Why we have to feel all the difference? Why we have to feel separation? Because right knowledge is not there. Wrong knowledge is there. I, not I. Mine, not mine. Lying, hatred. This way, Papa, Punya, division. Bad action, good action. Then bondage. That is why suffering continues. So we have to come out of it. Remember one more thing. Our scriptures, our masters have given very good, nice pointers. See, sun is there in the sky. The same sun gets reflected in many ponds of water. Many ponds, many pools, many lakes. So one sun, suppose there are 100 ponds, 100 lakes. So what we will see? 100 suns getting reflected in 100 ponds, another 100 getting reflected in another 100 lakes. Because pond is small, lake is big. So same sun is getting reflected. But are there 200 suns or one sun? Actually one sun. But it appears 200 suns. But each sun also will have light. Each sun also can throw that light in dark area and illuminate. Reflection also. Reflection is like original, but reflection is not original. This is clear. Same way, suppose this is a body and inside the body there is water. Water means antakarna, mind, intellect, memory, ego equipment is called as water, antakarana. This antakarana reflects to oneself that is there. The oneself is reflecting in my antakarana, your antakarana, our antakarana, their antakarana. In each body there is mind. That totality of mind called as internal organ, in which mind, intellect, memory, ego are parts, 4 parts of internal organ, antakarana, inner instrument, internal organ. So in that internal organ which reflects the one self which is there. So is self in me, you is different? Like self in each one is different? No. Reflections are different. But the original sun is one. Like original self is one. If this knowledge is understood, then we feel all one. We are together. That togetherness, unity will be there. See another thing. Suppose mirror is there. The sun gets reflected in mirror. So if you point mirror to this direction, so there is a dark room. If you point this mirror's reflected light into dark room, it will illumine the dark room. But this mirror's reflection says, I have illumined the dark room. I did it. But actually, I did it. This reflection from where this got the capacity to lighten the dark room, this reflection got from original sun. Actually, that illumined this illumined the dark. Instead of saying, I was illumined by that sun, just I am only illuminating you. I am only doing it. So we are also doing the same thing. Instead of saying, God is giving me the knowledge, wisdom, strength, the capacity, capability, ability, eligibility to do things, I say, I am only doing it. That is ignorance. The knowledge is, I am an instrument of God. God is making me. God is everywhere. God is the light. God is the illuminating principle. So illuminator is God. Illuminated is all others. The real illuminator is God. Like the sun. Then false illuminator is mirror. If there are 100 mirrors, 100 reflections are there. But all 100 are false reflections. Real reflection is of the sun. Same way, thousands of people are there. In thousands of people, thousands of minds are there which are reflecting media. They reflect the sun. That's all it is. They reflect the Atman. For where sun got the light? Sun got the light from self only. Sun also has limited light. Actually, science says sun's light is limited. But that limited light came from unlimited light of the Atman. Atman is the most illuminating principle. Original real light is nothing but Atman. Even in the science also, if object is moved at the speed of light, it no more remains an object, it converts itself into light. It becomes light. At the speed of light, everything becomes light. But light also is moving. What is that which gave that movement to that light also? That is the light of this self. That is why when we chant the Arati, Natatra Suryobhati Nachandra Taraka, meaning what? All these don't have real light. This real light is yours. Your light is in fire, your light is in sun, your light is in moon, your light is in stars, your light is in everywhere. It is your light. So I am not creating that light, I am showing your light to you. That is what is Arati, your light to you. That is why we also say, there are those who are they are giving your to your thing. I take a fruit and say, I got it for you. Actually, who gave it to you? God only gave it to you. God created trees gave fruits and plants gave fruits and grains. We say, I got this for you. When you get it, God will still surprise. I only gave everything to creation. You are saying you got okay for yourself and say, thank you. Like grandkid goes to grandpa and says, Grandpa, I got this for you. Actually, he got this from grandpa. So like that, the grandpa says, thank you, so nice. Without you giving to me, how can I have it? Like that, God also says, okay, only you are giving fruits and flowers to me. You are giving naivedhyam to me. Actually, I gave you all that. But you are giving. Thank you, you are giving. So what can I do for you? God says. Then you say, God, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me that. Okay, God says, okay. That is how we enter into a contract with God. We make God also enter into a contract with us. Because by exchange system. But God doesn't want all this. God has everything. God gave everything. Whole creation came out of God. But we don't know. That's why we maintain such a relationship with God. Real knowledge is seeing God inside, seeing God outside, seeing God everywhere. Because God alone is. That is the truth. That is the truth in the world. So this is how we have to understand. Once wife and husband quarreled with each other and they went to an attorney. Why? Divorce. Please grant us a divorce. I can't stand that. And she says, I can't stand it. But all the way you stand together, no, now I can't stand it. I can't. I don't agree. We want divorce. So that attorney was a mature, wise person, so he started counseling her. See, there might be some mistakes, some shortcomings, some weaknesses, you have to overlook, you have to support, you have to have patience, you have to have so much of compassion and love, drop all conditions, so many things it goes. Then finally you go, wife and husband are like two wheels of a chariot. Wife and husband are like two wheels of a chariot. If two wheels are not together, how chariot moves? Like family is a chariot, no? Life is a chariot, how it moves? Then husband said, correct sir, you told both of us are two wheels. But one is a bicycle wheel, another is a tractor's wheel. Tractor wheel is so big, bicycle wheel is so small. They cannot move together, they will go round and round there. So there also the understanding is. So how can they go? How can there be cooperation without love, without compassion, without patience, without forgiveness, without kindness, without gentleness? How can there be togetherness? So in order to be together also, we need so many kinds of qualities inside our mind, so many practical values that are to be followed. Then only we can definitely say that we are in a state of balance. So then only we can handle the life situations, worldly situations, everything and anything. That is why the scriptures that is said, he who has no desire, he who is free from desire, he whose desire is satisfied, he whose desire is nothing but God, goes beyond death. And for such a person, there is neither birth nor death. The person goes beyond all duality, honor, dishonor, pain and pleasure, profit and loss, happiness and misery. He goes beyond all duality. He becomes absolutely peaceful and totally joyous and blissful. That is the real state of freedom. But en route, we have to take up so many practices, we have to take up so many values, we have to practice them and then make our mind capable, eligible, make our intellect train the mind, make our heart pure. So then all our instruments become pure because of the practice of values and scriptural teachings. Then we will be capable enough to handle ourselves well in the world. We can handle any situation in the world with peacefulness of the mind, with clarity and purity of the mind. Now, it's 1 hour, so we will conclude the session. I sincerely thank everyone who has come here to participate in the satsang, and also Anita Reddy and her team, board members of Sai Baba Temple, Sainath Temple, so who were kind enough to accommodate this satsang here. So I sincerely thank and express my gratitude to all. And also my host Sri Ramji and Madhuriji family, who were kind enough to host me also. So I invoke divine blessings upon all these people, but for whom these satsangs would not have happened. Now, it is you who gave the opportunity, so we will come. Now,